Now, are you following the news today? Are you keeping track of what's going on regarding the election? Well, let me help you out. First, the conglomerate that is the left, and we're just going to use words just for shorthand purposes, even though they're not really the left, but I'm going to use these words anyway. Anyway, this conglomerate, this whatever you want to call it, conglomeration, this collective, is doing everything in their power right now to show you that there is this inordinate amount of energy towards Kamala and AWOLz. Okay, you got that one? We'll talk about that in a moment. They're doing everything in their power to say that the energy is inordinate, that people are loving this. There's never been energy like this. And the energy and the, okay, fine. They really want you to believe that more than anything. It's critical. And they'll show you star after star, person after person who has been on the payroll. You have no earthly idea how the shadow government, deep state, whatever, owns everything. That it is, the entertainment community is a subsidiary of what I refer to as the shadow government, the people that run the world, whether it's globalists, whatever you want to call it. And all these people now have to earn their keep. They have to come forward and stand arm to arm, shoulder to shoulder, in lockstep, in thinking that Kamala is the best, the brightest, the most glorious moment ever in modern time. And there are other people who might believe it. They might say, well, maybe she is. You're also being told that she's killing them in the polls, that everything she is doing in the polls is just she is magnificent. Magnificent. She is redefining American politics as we know it. She is something so great, so glorious, so fantastic that she right now is at this position where she is enjoying a position that is, I don't know what the word is. She is, well, I guess the word is she is just incredible. Absolutely, positively incredible. And you're going to believe that. You were told to believe this. You were told to believe this. You are being told that this was that she, by virtue of this thing that she's involved in, that she is the greatest thing anybody's ever seen. And that she is going to be, how do we say this? That she is going to be, for lack of a better word, heralded and enjoyed as the second coming. In addition, and this is important to note, in addition, they're going to say that, again, every poll is doing terrific, and that Trump is losing momentum, that Trump is not the same, that Trump is he doesn't have his fastball. Believe me. Let me also remind you of something. Do you think that she and others can possibly go 80 whatever days, 80 plus days until the election? Do you think, yes, in fact, it is right here. Do you think she can go 86 days? And they're hiding her. Let me say this again. They're hiding her. She's nowhere to be found. They bring out Biden every now and then. Why? I have no idea. They'll talk him a little bit here, a little bit there. I have no idea why. No idea. But they talk to this poor Judge Rule, and it's so pathetic. It is so sad. So where do we fit in? Let me tell you what's happening right now, which they never, ever, ever counted on. And you're not going to see this or hear about this in cable news and the like. You might hear it on Fox a little bit, but even then it's a hit or miss. First and foremost, I want you to remember something that I have learned in my life, and that is always, never lose the feeling of astonishment that you may or may not have regarding how incompetent people are. Never think for a moment that the highest echelons of entertainment, politics, government are not filled with incompetent people who can't do their job. Incompetent. Now, the first question is simply this. And what happens is, to show you how incompetent they are, people will find themselves in the position of always anticipating that somehow they are, how do we say this? That their incompetence is deliberately figured into this, that the incompetence is what they do on purpose. They pretend to be incompetent. And I hate to use the word gaslighted, so gaslighted and brainwashed are you that you can't believe this. So if I tell you, you have no idea how they are freaked out as to the actual storyline regarding Tampon Timmy AWOLz. And Vance is absolutely going in for the kill. Vance/Trump. Okay. Listen to this and listen carefully. There are rumblings about, unsubstantiated, but just remember this. There are rumblings out regarding Vance, his background, his past, something scandalous that they are waiting to release, and they are ready to pounce and to deliver. There is some, I'm telling you this. What it is, I have no idea. Don't be surprised if you hear about this, because that's what I'm hearing from various sources. Don't know what it is, but they're trying their best and whatever it is. Okay, fine. Here is the issue that's interesting. And I've said this before. When you're at this level, you are at the presidential level. They normally conduct opposition research regarding you at levels you never thought possible. They go through and they find every single thing. Do you claim to be married? Did he have an affair? Did he have any prior children? There's no, like Doug Emhoff. Has he been arrested? Has he been, his medical records of this and that, or health, military record? Did he ever embellish anything? Was he ever discharged? Was he ever, whatever? Everything. They go after it with a ferocity, the likes of which you can't imagine, so that when the person is presented to the real world, they will know all the dirt. This has been going on forever. This has been going on since the beginning of time. Okay. For some reason, I don't know this. They have been talking about Command Sergeant Major / Master Sergeant Timmy AWOLz forever. This is nothing new. They can go back and say he has been calling himself on his website, everything else, Command Sergeant Major, when other people said, no, he wasn't. He didn't fulfill the coursework, the paperwork, the whatever it was. It's unbelievable to even think this. This is the God's honest truth. How does this happen? How does this happen? It blows my mind. Now, you're going to ask yourself the question, well, does it really matter? Yes. Yes, it matters, because it appears that what we see yet again is another bit of prevarication and exaggeration and lying. Doesn't matter what the lie is. It doesn't matter. And They're showing incredible silence. You should be up front. Timmy's got to tell you specifically, here's what happened. Let me tell you. Do you hear from him? No. They're basically signaling to Vance, go in, you've got something there. Let me say this again. If this was a mistake, if this was an exaggeration, if this was somehow some kind of, I don't know what, a mistake or what have you, they would have done everything in their power, everything, I'm telling you, everything to have corrected this or said, we already explained this, or this is old news, or they're lying. I never said it was Command Sergeant Major. I said it was this. You don't understand. I didn't say I walked away. Nothing. They're saying nothing. And by saying nothing, that means they're going to keep going. Now, Trump is going to double down. That means Vance is going to double down. And then they're going to look at Timmy and they're going to say, do something, fix this. Now, all of a sudden, the trajectory, whatever it is, of this idea, this kind of, here's Kamala and here's Timmy, and they're going up. And all of a sudden, wait a minute, hold it, it's going back again. What's happening? What's happening? What is this? It's this. It's slowing down. And Americans and media and social media love blood. They smell blood. They don't care who it is. They want, the only guy who can do this, handle this, is Trump. Trump does it, whatever it is. No matter what you throw at Trump. Convictions, charges, women, he does, nothing bothers him. They don't know how to handle this. Trump goes right out there, and Trump has a booking photo. Next thing you know, he sells T-shirts. He owns it. They don't know how to do this because there's nothing there. There is nothing there. It's an empty suit. She is a windsock. She's a sock puppet. You put her hand in the sock puppet or air. It's like a balloon, and she becomes something else. There is nothing there. Nothing. Let me tell you something. That is number one. That, I'm telling you, is something they never thought. And what are they doing? Nothing. Nothing. They're doing nothing. And Vance, if he is unscathed, is going to go in for the kill. Vance is a placeholder, gone soon. Well, Therese, I don't know about gone soon because he's the official guy, and they picked him. And as Mrs. L tonight, and she said, could have been a woman, it could have been anybody else. Why they wanted him, I have no idea. I don't know. He does nothing for me, but it's too late. As a great Carole King intoned, it's too late, baby, now. It's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died. All right. Now, next, Bobby Kennedy Jr. Get out. Get out. Leave. Go away. Take your 5%, which could hurt Trump desperately, and leave. Go away. I have, for those who are watching, I have a spot dropping for Bobby Kennedy. I hope you're subscribed to Lionel Nation. Bobby Kennedy is a lunatic. Bobby Kennedy is, I don't know what he wants. I don't know what the hell this is about. The stupid thing with the bear, and I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He has 5%, 6%, whatever it is, and those votes could invariably be taken from Trump. We don't need anything getting in the way. So somebody do me a favor and get a hold of Bobby and say that's enough. Crypto Dominique, Big Dick in Chi-Town says, in court, silence is omission of guilt. You mean admission. In any event, I like that. And thank you for that. Buddha TT Boy says Kamala Harris is getting billions in free advertising. We'll see. But you're correct with that. And that's always been the way it is. That's always been the way Hollywood has worked. Bobby Kennedy. First, President Trump, do me a favor and tell Bobby that he's going to be elected or selected to some cabinet position. FDA, I don't care. Get him out of the race. He can hurt you. Have him turn those votes towards you. He needs it desperately. Okay? Frank, we just call him Frank. Where in the hell have you been? My friend, he's been with us. Frank has been with us since the beginning. And he goes by the name Frank, not Frank 1770. It's a Frank. Met Frank and his lovely bride and at one of the shows, October the 26th, by the way, at the cutting room. So good to see you, my friend. So, Bobby Kennedy, I don't know what your story is. The bear. What's with the animals? The bear. He's got the skeleton. He's eating the goat. It's not a goat. It's a dog. I don't know what the hell's the matter with him. I have no idea. I have no idea what this. Then he claims, no, I live in Westchester. I live in Katona. I rent a room in a house. Bobby, please stop it. No, I'm a New York. I'm a New York citizen by virtue of a resident, and my wife and I. Stop it. You live in Malibu. What you should do, everybody has said to you, is that, Gavin Newsom is termed out. Become governor or something there. They'll love you. But stop this campaign of ideas. Sit him down. And when I hear people like, I don't know what it is, Joe Rogan speak, whether he likes him, he wants to vote for him, I don't know. He's an idiot. And I think he's a little shingad, a little pazzo because of the dope, because of whatever he's been through, because of his own idiosyncratic life. Being a Kennedy, he's a nut. He's a lunatic. Thank you very much for your work regarding vaccines, whatever. But please sit down, shut up, and shut this thing down. Get the word to him. Make him a deal. Just get him out of here. Okay? Good. Now, the hardest thing I have ever asked people to do is to try to recognize, not you, mind you, but to try to recognize the existential threat that artificial intelligence plays. It's like nothing you've ever seen. It's not CGI, and you haven't even seen the full context of it. They're going to be saying right now, there's a thing called deep fakes. Brian Stelter, Tater, that little potato head, he looks like a pimple, like a thumb with eyes. He decided a while back that he was going to come back on CNN to try desperately to reconnect. And he said that there are cheap fakes but now follow me through this, that Joe Biden was sharp as a tack, absolutely the top of his game. Kamala said that. George Clooney said this. Everybody said this. He was at the top of his game. And these videos of was a cheap fake, an attempt at creating the illusion or the perception that he is out of it. Don't know what he's talking about. What are you talking about? He's fine. George Clooney. Everybody. Sharp as a tack. This same guy. He has the debate on June the 27th. And all of a sudden they said, oh my God. He can't do this. There's something wrong with him. It's like, you just realize this? Yes. You just realized it. No, seriously. Bro, literally. You just literally realize this. Yeah. Stelter, you too? I had no idea. You didn't know this. It's just like people who say, I hear there's these things called geoengineering. I think they're spraying something. You can't see that. For years, you haven't seen that, right? It's the same thing. You don't see that. Okay. Now, July the 5th, it got really bad. Now it's even worse. Stephanopoulos decided he's going to test. I mean, he's got to go. Wait a minute. Now you realize this? Yes. Okay. Now you realize this. Joe's got to go. But you said he was sharp as a tack. Well, I know. Well, but you said you talked to him backstage and so to speak, and you didn't know this until he had okay. You didn't know this. You honestly, literally didn't know this. It's unbelievable. Okay. Now, this is the part which I find so amazing, okay? One of the things which I find so incredibly fascinating is that after that happened, lo and behold, after that happens, they decide you're going to step down and we're going to put in Kamala. Now, you know the story, but you have to remember this. Joe was the guy that they originally put in to tell all the Bernie bros, everybody else then, actually it was Hillary, but they put him in and they pushed everybody out. They told all of the front runners, including Kamala, step down. This is JoJo's turn. This is JoJo's turn. You got it? You understand this? This is the most important thing. Step down. Now they're telling him to step down and they're putting Kamala in. And the Democratic Party could not possibly care less. Couldn't care less. Knows nothing about it. It's the most incredible story in the world. And that, all of a sudden, this woman who said nothing, who couldn't pull 2%, the most unliked person ever, who lost 95% of her staff. Obama didn't want her. He wanted Kelly. Nobody liked her. Nobody wanted her. Nobody cared about her. Nothing. She was a complete and total insignificant. And then all of a sudden, boom, they love her. And Joe is walking around. I don't even know where he is. We don't even know who's running the... Okay, fine. Okay. So then they bring her out and they told her, you are going to stop laughing. If we hear you laugh, we have connected you to a battery pack and we will give you a mild electric shock whenever you laugh. You are not going to laugh. Your laughing days have come to an end. You notice that? No more laughing. It's done. It's finished. No more laughing. Done. Finito. Faye 801 says Trump would have done better with another VP rather than Vance. The guy rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I also wonder how long the honeymoon with Trump will last. Two alphas always collide. Faye, and I mean that, please, let us hope that doesn't happen. Please, Faye, understand. Let us pray to the political gods. Take care of him. He has made his decision. They're not going to pull an Eagleton and pull him out. The only person involved, maybe, in fact, we really don't want him to, is Tampon Tommy, AWOLz, or Timmy, I should say. That's the guy. But we want everybody where it is. Speaking of which, do you also realize that it might have been a lot better? It might have been a lot better had Trump agreed to debate him after the convention, with Biden solidly locked in. We can do a lot of these moments. Johnny Maz the Spaz says, from spying on Trump, Iran spying on Trump. Oh, please. I'm serious. Are you kidding me? Iran? Where do you think that one came from? Did you see this one? You're going to love this one. I'm going to read this headline from Breitbart. See if you can understand this one. You ready for this? Hamas rejects hostage talks after CNN tries blaming Netanyahu for lack of a deal. This is from Breitbart. So CNN right now is trying to recognize, no, wait a minute, that's not what you think. Remember, Israel and Hamas and Palestine and Gaza and everything else is the third rail. That's all. It's the thing that Shabalama Ding Dong, that Kamala, wants nothing to do with, and she is praying. Now, going back to what I said before, AI. When you do something here today, unlike any other time, you put something out and you have immediately millions of people noticing stuff. People who look at pictures, people who look at, I'm only going to say this one time. There was a certain birth certificate of a certain individual years ago. And the final iteration or version of the birth certificate was released. And immediately, a lot of folks came forward and said, wait a minute. There's something wrong with this. What? There's something wrong with this. What's wrong with it? It seems like it has been either adjusted or tampered with or what have you. T. Grogan says, don't you think they're going to rig the election for Kamala Harris and the coach? T. That is what we are hoping to God they don't. But if one were, they are, if they did, you know what would happen? What the Republicans would do? Nothing. That's like me saying to you, hey, listen, we're in this town. There's no speed limit and there are no police. Do you think people are going to speed? Yes. Yes. They're going to do it. And whenever somebody says, hey, you're doing ballot harvesting and in Philadelphia and you're still in, and they're going to say, are you doing that again? This is exactly what they're going to do. Trump, are you pulling this again? What is Sidney Powell? You're going to release the Kraken? You're not pulling that crap again, are you? You don't learn, do you? You crazy conspiracy nut. You don't learn. You're never happy. You're just a denier. That's what they're going to say. No, we have evidence. You don't have evidence. You don't have. You said you weren't going to be found guilty, and you were 34 times. By the way, you notice how his lawyers nowhere to be found? Remember that one? Remember that guy? So, do I think they're going to steal the election? They're going to sure try. And mark my words, they're going to say, Trump, you're not going to, not again. Talk about gaslighting again. Are you going to claim that? Come on. Come on. Now, here's one for you. There's a wonderful expression from Marsh McLuhan who said that little lies are hard to keep secret. Little lies and are hard to keep quiet, hard to keep secret. But big lies are easy because of your incredulity. Okay. What if I told you that if I said, you see this picture? What picture? This picture here of this big rally, this big airport, this airport ringer. Yeah, I see that. That's AI. Oh, would you stop it? See? It's what? You're saying what? I'm telling you it's AI, artificial intelligence. Oh, for the love of God. See? Are you serious? Are you you're saying that what? That Kamala doesn't know how to do that. She may not know, but others do. Anybody jumping on that? No. Look at the pictures, because I told you people are at home and they'll zoom in on something, just like they did on the birth certificate. I'm telling you, nobody wants to talk about this, but there are a whole bunch of people who said, excuse me, I work with one guy in particular. I work in PDF files, and you probably don't know this, but what they did was I can tell when they added, shut up. Okay. Guy's probably in a gulag somewhere. Never lobotomized, never heard from them again. So all these people say, excuse me, I zoomed in on this picture, and these people have weird necks, and the letters don't work. This is artificial intelligence. Oh, would you stop it? And Trump should go forward every single day and say, I will offer $10,000 to the charity of your choice or whatever it is. I will donate $10,000 to Black Lives Matter. Even saying that makes me sick, because there is no Black Lives Matter. The same paying somebody in Confederate money. It doesn't exist. But anyway, prove this is not artificial intelligence. I got it right now. You're lying every single day. He's got to come up. Hey, Kamala, what about that? What do you have to say for yourself? Are they letting you talk? Are you kept are they locking you up like they did Joe? You don't say anything. You don't have press conferences. You don't think you can become a president like this. Come on, Kamala, say something. Talk to me. Here's my number. Text me. Call me. Are you okay? Blink once for yes. What do you think about this? This is AI, isn't it? Hey, Kamala, what about Timmy? Tampon Timmy. What about this guy? You knew about that, didn't you? You didn't know that Mr. Command Sergeant Major? You didn't know that? Hey, Kamala, did you know that Timmy, when he was governor governor of Minnesota, didn't call in the National Guard, his National Guard, that he was the Command Sergeant Major of, to stop rioting, to keep Minneapolis from being burnt to the ground by those BLM and Antifa rioters and domestic shock troops. He didn't do that then. That was his only job. He had one job. He was too busy putting tampon dispensers in little boys' rooms. What do you think about that? Come on, Kamala, answer the question. What about that? Nathan says, sorry, I have to ask, how bad will it be with her as president? Will it be like Joe? Worse. It's like literally handing the pen to her and say, sign it. Joe had a moment of, he'd been around for 50 years. He knew people. He actually had something. A lot of people, before Joe got sick, as it were, really liked him. They loved him in Washington. He's been around. He's a backslapper and many people said he was a decent guy to meet, not his politics. She's so out of it, she will do whatever has to be. She won't question anything. If she's president, you're going to see every nightmare you've ever thought of, everything. And you think some dude in a boxing ring beating the hell out of a woman and getting a medal is bad? Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Critical race theory, it will be the official adopted curriculum. You will see there will be a complete and total dissolution of gender. It won't exist. The social programs, you will see. Dave, have you seen the incompetent, not all of them, but some of these judges that have been assumed? Oh my God. Oh my. Think Tiffany Henyard. Remember Tiffany Henyard from Dalton City, Dalton, Illinois? You know, you're following her, right? Unbelievable. You're going to see, and not just because she's black, but you're going to see a level of, imagine Ben Crump, the Attorney General, or remember Mayorkas? Worse. Pick the worst person under Biden, multiply it by 10. Take Fauci. Imagine Bill Nye, the science guy. Anything. It'll be the worst. You will have a veritable burlesque show in the White House. You're not. They are going to show you everything that they've held back on. So the answer is it'll be worse than anything you can imagine. Anything. But she won't stray from Israel. Nope. No, 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 no. And then you're going to bring back the Newlands, and they're going to try this stuff again. And let me tell you something. Barack Obama was much better than anybody gave him credit for. He was the one who said no to invading or going to war with Syria. They wanted to do that. Hell, Rachel Maddow wanted to go to war with Syria. She has no idea what the hell she's talking about. Under Kamala, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen to her. You're going to see, imagine an all burlesque, all trans infantry unit doing parade marches and high heels and feathered boa. You think I'm kidding? You're going to see. So yeah, it'll be worse than anything you can imagine. So worse that it will paralyze you. So bad that you won't be able to even speak. And the people who run the world, the shadow government, will be doing things just to see how bad they can destroy our country. And they'll be laughing their ass off. Laughing to the point where they're thinking, can you believe what we did? Can you believe what we did? We destroyed this country and they took it. And look at these people. They just take it. Look at Sean Hannity. Look at, there's nobody does anything. Nothing. We steal the election. We do this legally. So yeah, it'll be worse than anything you could ever even imagine. Do I make myself clear? Any equivocation you think on my part? Am I clear about that? It's a nightmare. And I don't know if we're going to survive it. I have no idea. This woman is so bad that they told her, hey, Kamala, do me a favor. I want you to go on and say you're going to not tax tips. And she said, wait a minute. Didn't Trump say that? Yeah. So wouldn't I be stealing his idea? Mm-hmm. Isn't that cheesy? I know. I know. It's audacious. It's terrible. Do it. And tell your other friend. They're also going to do this Make America Great kind of a thing. Oh, yeah, do it. Absolutely do it. While you put fake pictures of these people showing up at airports through AI and draw people out. It's just incredible. Watch, and it's important for Trump to say, look at all the black folks leaving the rallies. They're all paid. Not all of them, but many are paid to go to these weird, strange locations. They're paying influencers. They're treating black folks like they're just a joke. It's a complete and total joke. And let me also go back and say something to you. Wait a minute. Faye 801 says, if Harris wins, you'll be in a permanent Jack Reacher movie telling people, remember you wanted this, while viewing the collapse of USA. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. In fact, Faye, you're going to see what is happening in the UK now. I can't believe what they're doing in the UK. I can't believe how certain fundamental natural laws, such as freedom of speech, posting something on social media will get you arrested. You're going to see hate crimes expanded, misinformation, disinformation. You're going to see, just go down the list. Kevin says Kamala could get 3 or 4 Supreme Court justices. Well, it'd be tough because Clarence is hanging in there. He's getting on. Alito kind of wants out. He's tired of this crap. So we will see with it. And Remember what they want. Number one, to remove and to repeal the filibuster rule. Number two, to make DC the 51st state. Number three, to make a permanent Democratic majority. And finally, to pack the Supreme Court. I think I said that. That's what we're looking at. Worse than you've ever imagined. With people running the show like Muriel Bowser, Mayorkas, the Faucis, the people who by their nature, and you thought Rachel Levine, remember the trans doctor from the whatever the hell she is, I don't know what. You ain't seen nothing. Oh, it is going to look like a John Waters cavalcade, like a divine. You, and I mean it hits you hard, and the Democrats will love it. The economy will crumble. Personal liberties will completely crumble. You will see adaptation after adaptation, a reinterpretation of, and you have, by the way, a permanent, crazed Department of Justice. Crazed. I'm telling you, this is going to be worse, and nothing. The Republicans will do nothing. And right now, I'm saying this again. Lara Trump, who somehow is running the RNC GOP, instead of getting her lips plumped up and her face greased or whatever she's doing, I'm sorry. Instead of wanting to go on Fox News, instead of doing that, she should be out there saying and working tirelessly. Hell, she doesn't have a job. She's got nothing to do. To be working, I want to have electoral SWAT teams. I want to have people deployed. I want there to be like a Delta force of people ready to go. I will have had already which are the problem precincts. I would have had apps that would be arranged as if you see something, call us. They're not doing anything about that. They're not doing anything about it. Because there's one thing about the Democrats that I like a lot. They are so organized. Number two, they're vicious. They're ruthless. Number three, they act. They don't react. Republicans react. Oh, by God. Look what happens. Hey, I want to see what Jesse Waters has to say about that. Fox News absorbs, I'd say 80%, seriously, of the Republican activity. People think that a TV network, a cable news network, is a replacement for valid and actual political action. It's true. I mean it. Or that a meme or something. Now, I will say this. Here's the good news, because I know you're getting a little upset. I love it. Philip Cervone. Grazie mille. Number one. Hang on a minute. Number one. September the 10th. This is the date of the first, and perhaps only, most probably the only debate between Kamala and President Trump. If he does what I say, it can change everything. It can be something she never recovers from. I want to pick up the phone, tell JD to earn his keep, to call Peter Thiel and all the Silicon Valley people and say, you got your people ready to go? Yeah. You got the TikTok guy ready to go? Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I'll work on a deal with him. Okay. Because the reason why, you know why I like TikTok? Let me tell you why. Personally, I don't use it. I think I've got an account. I never even use it. But you know why I like him? Because Zuckerberg got the American federal, our Congress, to go after TikTok to protect him. He's the worst. I've never seen such censorship on Instagram like I've seen. That's the worst. If you probably don't care about this, I know people are going to say, I don't have Instagram. I don't have Instagram. Thank you very much. Just want to let you know, people have this incredible desire to always tell you, I don't watch cable TV. We haven't had a TV in our home in 40 years. Thank you so much. Just want to let you know. Thank you. What else don't you do? I don't read. I have no idea who that is. Right? I've never heard. I couldn't name a rap star. Apparently, neither can Mala. These are the realities. But let me go back to what I'm saying. September the 10th. Trump goes out, and from the beginning, you want her to walk off. If it is possible. If there is a God, well, the best would be for her to cry. But she's not going to do that because she doesn't understand what's happening. The reason why people cry is because they understand how they're being abused. But the best thing would be for her to cry, but she won't. Second best would be to walk off. She says, you know what? I've had that. I'm out of here. To walk off. I say, oh, something I said? That's it. And then drop the mic and the whole bit. It would be she would never recover from that again because it would be all over Instagram, instant social media, forever. It would be redone, replayed, repackaged. It would be the biggest thing. And guess who owns that? Silicon Valley. And Silicon Valley has they hate Hollywood. And Hollywood hates Silicon Valley. Not Silicon Valley, Silicon. And Silicon Valley is afraid of a couple of things. Hollywood wants to kill AI. That ain't going to happen because Silicon Valley is going to kill Hollywood. Let me give you an example today. Had a very interesting thing, a very interesting kind of a side little timeout, but kind of sort of. Mrs. L and I decided to go. A little long John went in the hood, and we saw the movie Twisters. The remake of the movie Twister. Pretty good, huh? Aren't they clever? Twister, Twisters. Godfather, Godfathers. Very good. And it was a Steven Spielberg, so we were wanting to see. By the way, little side note, we walked in, there are like 6 of us. And we're in this chair, this plush thing, and you can get all this stuff. And it's very nice. And I looked up, and lo and behold, they've got closed caption. I said, wait a minute, what? They started off, it had musical notes, and then it said, so-and-so, Cornpone Haggerty singing the song and insects chirping. I said, wait, whoa, wait a minute. What is this? So I got up. It's one of these places, where they bring you the food. I got up and this other fella go, and we met this poor girl, whatever. I said, excuse me. I said, would you take this closed caption off? It's annoying. I've never been to a movie and they had closed caption. I said, do deaf people come to a movie? I guess they could, but it's really distracting. Turns out she says, I'm sorry, we can't, but if you want to come back again, we'll get... Anyway, I said, you know what? Forget it. It wasn't her fault. I'm not going to make a big deal. But there it was. It was AI probably like you cannot believe. Interestingly enough, it was a very, very, very American, very good, very interesting. And I'm looking for this overt message from Spielberg. I didn't see it. You had to really stretch it. I don't know if you saw it, but I liked it. F5's my favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Andrew Hessing. Andrew says, how incompetent is the government? At Gun Show ATF Undercover had on this year, went to buy a gun, accidentally pulls out credentials. True story. Tag on shirt. You're kidding me. That is, you know what? I'm glad for that incompetence. I'm glad for that. Nathan Shields says, don't they have to have votes from the House and Senate to change D.C. State Supreme Court filibuster? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But with the majority and a permanent Democratic majority, sure they can. Oh, absolutely. They'll do constitutional amendments. They'll do everything you can. Everything. Now, like I told you, September the 10th is the most important day. You're not going to see and Trump has to go on a TV or whatever, some type of social media or something and say, well, is anybody seen Carmelita? Nope. Mala is nowhere to be found because they know she can't speak. And she knows they can't speak. And have you noticed they haven't? She's not laughing anymore. I guess she got the message. Maybe some medication. Every single day. I would not let up. I would drive these people nuts every day, going after her left and right. And then taunting them, saying, she's not answering. She's nowhere to be found. Hey, guess what? Old Blood and Guts, old AWOLz, he's not doing it either. Are they AI? Do they exist? Come to think of it, has anybody really seen Kamala Harris? I mean, I guess he's a. What are they there for? What does she think this is? What is she going to do about? And just keep pushing it. And then say, are the Democrats this stupid? Is anybody this stupid? What position? What does she have? Hey, Pennsylvania, ask her about fracking. Ask her about energy independence. What? Keep at it every single day. And they're going to eventually have to say, we got to do something about this. And then all of a sudden, CNN starts. Trump has to go on, whatever it is, every single day and tell people specifically what it was. Why is Tampon Timmy all of a sudden lying about Command Sergeant Major? How do you lie about that? The highest rank, highest enlisted rank in the military. How does he do this? How does he do this? Why would he do this? Why would he dare lie? Why would he lie? He's lying over and over and over. He's lying. Social media, he's lying. Timmy, why are you lying? Why'd you lie about that? You brought that up. We didn't. You stood there and told us that. You told us you went to war. You carried a rifle, an assault rifle in war. It never happened. You wanted to provide legislation to provide kids who can't even decide what their favorite color is, to change their gender permanently through genital mutilation, castration, orchiectomies, mastectomies. What kind of a sick? You can't be serious. And you want to be president? Do you think we're out of our minds? Timmy, why won't you say anything? And you got this weird dancing. You talk about weird. I mean, I know you're married or anything, but the way you dance is kind of like, you look as goofy as Colbert. Did you ever see Colbert dance? If you ever had any doubts, wait till you see him dance. That's all I got to say. If you ever had any doubts about who he is, wait till he dances. Oh, yeah. Yep. Just watch. You tell me. Tell me if I'm wrong. What do I know? What can you tell from somebody dancing, right? You know what's also weird, too? This has nothing to do. You notice how they just abandoned Alec Baldwin? He's nowhere to be found. He's nowhere to be found. Hey, guys, you want me to do my Trump again? No, it's okay. I'm free. Uh-huh. Well, I'm free from the criminal case. Uh-huh. Oh, I was your friend. Uh-huh. You notice how the people out there, they really don't want Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell wants so much to say, am I involved? No, stay away. Well, can I do a video? You can do whatever you want, but just stay away. Keith Olbermann, Nowheresville. Elba, get away. Siberia, we don't know you. Get away. Kathy Griffin, get away. We don't need you. You're not a part of this thing. Have you noticed that? There's these people they just want to have nothing to do with. Can you think of any? Who are the folks that they've turned their back on? They've just forgotten them. Alec Baldwin, Rosie, this one. You notice how The View is not, that was a Jill Biden thing. They don't care for this anymore. Frank says cheap steaks. Cheap steaks. What does that mean? Is that a code? Is that is that what the kids call it today? Is that a drug reference, Frank? Are you making some kind of a clandestine, some kind of an occult drug reference? Cheap steaks? Cheap steaks? Cheap skates? See what you do to me? It's the greatest troll in the world. At least you don't do it like Brad does with the abbreviations. I have no idea what that's about. Cheap skates? Cheap steaks? I have no idea. Remember Tad Steaks in New York, everybody? In any event. Now I'm going to be wondering all day, did he mean cheap steak or steak? Did Frank do this? Did he say it? Because I don't know. Who? Cheap lakes? Cheap fakes? Very good. Very good. Cheap dates? Code for food? This is great. Frank's saying, this is terrific. I'm not up to peep. I'm going to be thinking about this all night. So listen, don't feel necessarily that all is over with. If she wins, oh, we're doomed. We're doomed. It's over. It will be the worst thing. You can't put it this way. If I told you, listen, gentlemen, I'm going to take your huevon, your culione, and I'm going to put them in a garlic press. Okay. You know the ones where you open up the top and that little handle thing? We're going to put one in there and I'm going to squeeze it. Now, I can try to describe that to you, but you understand how horrible that would be. But I could try to describe it. That is almost as bad as a Kamala presidency. Yeah. Mark Wilson says cheesecakes. There you go. That could be cheese. Is it cheesecake, Frank? Is that what you're saying, Frank? Anybody know? Somebody get Frank on the phone. Frank, what did you mean by that? Frank, we're going crazy. Funnel cake. Those are very good. Those are very good at carnivals and the like. So anyway, so please, sheet rakes. We're coming up with every conceivable permutation. Oh my gosh. You guys kill me. You know that? You're funny and you're wacky. And you're wacky for reasons that are rather obvious to many. So don't forget, my friends, first and foremost, October the 26th, Cutting Room. Are you aware of that one? Can you imagine a party we're going to have 10 days before the election? It might be the last time we ever meet before the FEMA shock troops come down and take us in permanently. That'll never happen, right? FEMA camps? No. No way, right? Right? Hello, right? That can't happen. Also, please, dear friends, follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. We got more live shows of hers coming. She was a hit this week. Follow her at Lynn's Warriors right there. There's the link. And follow her at Lynn's Warriors as well on X. We call it X. Okay, you got it? Mr. President, it's up to you. Go for the throat, sir. Go for the throat. Do me a favor. It's not just going on some show, not sitting on there with Laura Ingraham. It's not having a rally. Do as I've been saying since 2016. Have your own platform so you can open up and people will run to it. Whatever you say. You can be driving in a car. You can be on your desk at Mar-a-Lago. You can be playing golf. Please lay off the golf for a while. It looks elitist and frankly not very attractive in the outfit. Just telling you. Because they're going to try to show you how this 60-year-old has youth and vitality, along with Wilford Brimley, who is 6 months older than she is. Okay? And they're going to do that thing. They're going to say, well, there's so much. The energy, the positivity. It will be. And your friends who are leftists will say, ha, ha, ha. Trump is out. It's like hating the pilot of a plane and hoping he'll crash so that it makes his record look bad, even though you're on the plane. All right, dear friends, I thank you. I thank you for everything. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your perspicacity. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your tolerance. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for your love of country, for the rule of law, the rules-based society. Thank you. Thank you for everything. You're good people, all of you. And Frank, cheap date, cheap flake. No, I just made it. Remember Floyd Flake? No, that can't be it. Is it cheap steaks? In any event, have a great and glorious day, my friends. We will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. We love you. Have a great and glorious day. As I said, until then, remember these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.